I just bought a hard disk. It's 3 terabyte. Terabytes, 1,000 billion bytes. It's a lot of storage. I thought I'd just share with you. And when I was in school, what kind of storage would I have? Okay. When I went to college, the way they store is they use a paper tape. A tape, you can have like a typewriter stuff and punch holes on the tape. So each of the tape has a holes. Each hole is like a bit. So you have 5 rows here, some way encoded, and you have a stack of this. You have this in your bag, and you write a program, and you feed this into a reader. That's how the computer read your program. That's how the program stored on the piece of paper. And that was when I was in school. But before I graduated from undergraduate, we used this kind of called a punch card. By the way, this is called a punch tape. This is called a punch card. Punch card has quite a few rows, and each row has at least 8 bits. So you have a different bytes. 8 bits is 1 byte, and you go through like this. So this is just handy. You put in your pocket, and you have a stack of this for we use either basic language or Fortran. So you put this a stack of this into a reader. A computer will read your program. This is just a few bytes to a few hundred bytes. And then they came with a little bit, Apple came with a disk, but then I went to master's degree here, and they use a 8-inch something like this, floppy, but 8-inch. I used a computer called Rainbow. And very fast, I think within 6 months, it came this kind of standard, 360,000 bytes. This is called a floppy. You put a floppy into a floppy drive, and will read this. Will turn and read this. Floppy. This is a 5 and quarter size in terms of diameter. Very fast. Soon they have a similar 720 kilobytes, but this is called a double-sided, and exactly same size. They will increase into high density. So high density 1.2 megabytes. So a lot of this storage can be stored in a 5 and quarter. At the same time, there's another standard. This is a 3.5-inch floppy disk. You notice there's no slot, only one side. This is 720 kilobytes, and then there's a high density one, double side. But you see, there's 2 slots on each side. This will be 1.44 megabytes. So it's quite advanced in terms of storage. And then I bought my computer, and it was a hard disk. This kind of hard disk is like 10 megabytes. 10 megabytes of hard disk is pretty heavy. Of course, a newer computer I bought last time, this is 4 gigabytes. 4 gigabytes is pretty heavy. Compared to right now, people get this SD micro device. This is 8 gigabytes. And compare this 4 gigabytes, this heavy thing. You see, there's quite a few years. There's an advance. If I calculate the difference, for example, this 8 gigabytes compared to the 360 kilobytes, and one is 8 gig, one is 360. There's approximately 20,000 time difference. And This small thing has a capacity of 20,000 more storage than this one. Of course, if you want to calculate more, like say I have a stack of this floppy disk, the stack, and this is the 3 terabytes of disk. It's very small, but I counted with power and a lot of logic here, and which is bigger, and they're similar size. But what is the difference in terms of the storage capacity? This will be similar to 1,000,000 times difference. So this small thing is 1,000,000 times more than this one. There are other storage, in terms of during the advanced technology. In my time, I use the data storage, say like a tape. It's very slow. Tape, in order to find something, it turn a long time, and there's a larger tape like this. Of course, most people are familiar with a CD, and this will be a DVD. A DVD is 4.7 gigabytes, and CD is 700 megabytes. That's another kind of a very cheap storage. So this 7, but it's hard to compare. This is a little bit slower than the hard disk. A hard disk can be a standard size like this, or a laptop like this. Pretty small in the laptop. You cannot interchange. And this is just my own lifetime of such change. And I hope, next decade, I will see a newer technology, much larger and much smaller. Thank you.